Hello. Once again, my name is Florals, and here we are on the beautiful, very relaxing rooftops of Artie. I don't even know why I'm here. I just couldn't think of anything else to do while doing this ramble, talking to myself. This felt appropriate for right now. That was horrible. Whatever. Moving on. So before we kind of get into everything, I kind of want to give a short story real quick from back in the day. I do like reminiscing of my experiences or things that I've experienced rather during my time playing this game. I think I mentioned it the other day. I can't remember. I was kind of drinking the other day while streaming this story rather. So the story I think dates back to like 2006 when I was very much noob. I think I had like 87 woodcutting, which was pretty big. And I was down at the Magic Trees just by that Sorceress Tower by the Legends Guild. Pretty popular hangout spot back then. A lot of the Chads were there. So at this time to like kind of paint the full picture here, like Dragon Chain potties must have been between like 20 and 30 mil, I think. It's definitely still expensive. And there's like this high level, well, like, to me back then, like a level 115 or even 120 something combat. Like there wasn't too many people with those kind of high combat levels back then. And I think her name was like Hey Jess or something, Jess for something. Probably definitely a dude. But whatever. Like whatever age I was, fully believed that this was a girl because I'm a very gullible person. And she was just wearing full dragon back then. Like with the plaid skirt. Talk about a minx. And she was like the coolest thing, and everyone's just there. There's probably like 20 of us, just like we're just like social scaling there, like just cutting 100 and something magic logs an hour. And I guess she had a boyfriend, boyfriend. Maybe it was two dudes, maybe it was two girls. I don't know. In my mind, it was like this couple, right? That were older than me, so by default, just the coolest thing ever. They fucking got my ass. They I guess they wanted me to be like their little cuck, their little magic tree cuck. I don't know. And they're like, I feel like we're gonna go in a weird direction here, but we're not. They're like, yo, like you chop, we all will chop like 1,000, 1,000 or 2,000 magic logs. Pardon me. And then like when we're done, like we'll just trade over to me because like my boyfriend, let's call him Brad. I can't remember his name. Like he's almost done with getting his dragon chain body. So like once we get him his, like we'll get yours next. Like we'll all just like cut towards that goal together. I was like, yo, I'm so down. Like I love the dragon chain body. It's like so iconic. Like fully obsessed with dragon armor at the time. Like I wanted nothing more than that. So here I am, like putting in like 6-7 hour days, just like chopping 100 and something magic logs an hour. And I finally hit like that 2K goal, and I trade him over. They fucking ghosted my ass. Like, didn't even ignore me. Like, they kept me on the friends list, which was fucked. Because like I'm just like typing like I don't know how many messages a minute, like trying to get a response from them over days, and then obviously after a week, because I'm a persistent little bastard, like I just finally accept the fact that I got scanned, and that is it. So an early lesson learned by young Florals there. And I guess I just really want to spread awareness that like don't cut magic logs for other people, you know, because you probably will be scammed. And also I guess just like 19 years later, like I still haven't forgiven them, and I think about it often. And yeah, fuck them. Anyways, that was really important that I get that off my chest, and that you guys are now aware of like where I came from and why I might be like a little feisty today. was horrible. Anyways, okay, so what is up? Why has it been so long since my last ramble? Is not a question that anyone is asking, but it's a question that I'm asking. So what is it? It's March the 16th now. I don't remember when I made the last one. But since then, there's been quite a bit of IRL changes. So previously I was a flight attendant for nearly a decade. And I finally had enough with the company I worked for, the lifestyle that I had to live with that. And I kind of was like, 2025, like I want everything to be about like forward momentum, forward progress, and like not being content or complacent with things in life, and to really like make changes. Not just like forward momentum in regards to like stuff in RuneScape, but like also like, our personal lives and like what we'd want to do with our own lives, either outside the game or with the game. So it's like, fuck this, like I've had enough. And I finally just kind of like grew up and like I wanted to make a drastic change. And obviously change is extremely scary and it's not something that like the human brain just openly welcomes. But I think we grow with change. And it's important to do things that are uncomfortable, to see different results in your life. Because just like I kind of live like by this motto of like, doing the same thing over and over again is like the definition of like insanity, right? And it's like, you can't just keep complaining about things or keep feeling discontent or unhappy about things in life, but not making any changes about it. So that's how this year started. I think I quit maybe 2 weeks after the first ramble. It was like at the end of January. So that was pretty big for me. That was scary. And I was proud of myself for kind of like sticking up for myself. So after that, I was like, obviously, like, well, I still need to like get a job or something like that. And I'm also in school. Like, I've been in school since last summer, full time as well. So there's like a grocery store across the street from me. And I was like, oh man, I was commuting like an hour a day. Now like it's like a 2 minute commute. Like this is huge. And they had like an assistant manager position. I was like, okay, like whatever. I know it's gonna be a bullshit job, but like it's across the street, and I can like the chance of me like mobiling something are pretty high. And like they wanted me to like be in charge of like kind of like their backroom inventory and start to like actualize data so they can start streamlining some of their sales. They were just more interested in reality and like me being like a stock boy, which is there's nothing wrong with that, but like where I'm at in my life, like I wasn't really interested in that. Also, didn't help that I got called out barb fishing on the phone one day. My boss was like, whatever game you're playing, like you need to pause that full time. I was like, you need to pause that full time? I'm not, no, like this is bullshit stock boy job, dude. Like where do we think we're at right now? Anyways, I ended up quitting that too. So like I'm 2-0 this year on quitting jobs. So that's pretty big. Yeah, it just didn't really work out. Like it was like 2 steps forward in that job and 20 backwards. And kind of like I said, like my motto or like the theme or like where I want to keep my life going this year is I just want forward momentum. Like keep making progress and like just keep evolving, keep growing every day of this year. So kind of just like, I've become a school neat now, which has been really exciting and very uniquely difficult for me because I don't think I've been in this position in my life in a while. So it's been pretty difficult trying to like find this like remote student work-life balance between like staying focused on school and being disciplined and organized with that, as well as like maintaining the things that I'd like to achieve in this game on like Iron Man mode. So let's get into some of the progress that's been made from the last ramble. So I think I was like in the 160s of Agi, and obviously we can see over here in the bottom left that we are all entirely 3.7% towards 200 mil. So that puts us at 189 mil, almost 189.3 mil, which is probably going to be more than what it was before. So I've been pretty consistent with that. What else have we done? We are almost 26 mil crafting, and almost 58 mil fishing. So pretty much like life usually consists of sepulcher, blowing glass. Oh, I've done a lot of seaweed farming. Sepulcher, seaweed farming, sometimes Dale, but lately it's been pretty strictly 5-tick barb on the phone when I'm at the gym or doing work. Yeah, I think those are like the main ones we've been on. It's kind of been like rotating between those right now. Also did a raid last night. Like, hold up, PVM alert. It was all right. It was just fun to do it with friends. I don't really enjoy the content too much, but we did break our 120 something dry streak with Augury, which is nice to have. But I guess when you when you go like 120 something dry, or like if any of you guys like PVM at all, like if you spend an extensive period of time somewhere without like seeing like a unique loot, and then it's like, oh man, like just a prayer scroll, like yes, it's an unlock. I don't know, maybe I'm just being a fucking diva about that, but I'm like, the hopes were high, and I don't know why. I've definitely been burned by PVM in the past, so I don't know why the hopes were high. But either way, Augury's unlocked. The prayer book is pretty much filled out, so that'll be nice for, I guess, someday. One thing. So I guess now, this is the progress. That's like the main progress, right? Some sand mining, yeah. We've been pretty just kind of in between those. So I kind of want to talk about some of the future plans, because this has been, I'm sure a couple of you guys were like, holy fuck, we're still talking about this. So we are 189 mil agility, and I guess some like new problems. There've been new challenges, a lot of mental challenges and kind of distractions that have arisen that like are kind of like some turbulent waters that I'm trying to navigate like within myself. And I've definitely consulted others' opinions, because I really value and respect a lot of people's opinions in this game, other players' opinions. So like I'm only like 11 mil, 11.8 mil off from finishing like what started this all. And like quick recap, like what got me here, what got me into the scaling community that I've met so many awesome people so far, has been agility. Like most of my account is agility, right? Just like original goal of 200 mil agility and like going for the top page. Like that's what got me here. That was the original motivator. Like I hype myself up every single day. But lately, I've kind of hit this new milestone, so to speak, or this like new threshold on my account, where like I no longer get any more EHP in agility, which I'm not gonna lie, kind of fucking sucks. And I know like these are like some of the things I've been really wrestling with, is like, I know it's just a website, right? I know it's just like Temple is just a website, and the EHPs for the most part, like kind of made up, right? Like it's never gonna be static, especially with the shadow. Like we're kind of living in the shadow of sailing right now. Like I think we're all kind of on edge, right? Like something's gonna change. Like we're gonna get a new skill, which is gonna change the game, of course. But like sailing, and it's like kind of unlimited possibilities of like where we could be interacting, what else we could be doing in the game, like really kind of throws a wrench in it all. Because like I think it would feel pretty bad to like finish fishing, let's say, and the next thing you know, I'm just like fucking sailing on my boat, just getting like passive like X fishing experience per hour, and like you just like do that side by side. Not saying it'll be like 1-to-1, right? But it's like we just don't know. Like especially that we kind of have like a part of the year where like we're sailing will come out. Like before it's kind of like, oh, like whenever sailing comes out, like we would kind of mean like 2027. But like now it's like, no, it's coming out this year. It's coming out probably in like 6 to 7 months. Like it's a very real thing. So like kind of planning for the future, I think is responsible right now. Um, so that being said, like I've really been wrestling with the fact that like, I don't get any more ep agility. So I have been like doing a couple hours sessions of like barb and barbalore and just kind of messing around with that. 3 ticks set up probably for like the last 4 or 5 days now. I've just been having a really hard time staying focused, and I've been extremely prone to distractions lately when it comes to sepulcher and agility, which I find like kind of humorous because it's like I've been here for a very long time doing agility, right? And I've enjoyed all of it, but it's like I'm literally like 100 and something hours away from finishing, which in the grand scheme just like isn't that much. It's still a lot, but it like isn't that much to finish, right? And like this is when I start kind of feeling like very distracted and kind of like, oh, do I mix up? Do I, we flip the script here? Like, so I don't know. Like, I guess I wouldn't feel so pressured if there wasn't someone behind me on the top page that's been like doing a ton of arty behind me. Because if I just like fully stop agility, right, like they will pass me on the high scores, which I won't fucking let happen. Not some level 3 Iron Man. Yeah, so just kind of wrestling with this whole idea of like staying focused, just finishing what we started, right? Like, don't get complacent now. Don't like try and do a victory lap when we haven't even done the victory lap. Like not getting too hung up on the EHP, like just doing what I enjoy. Either way, I'll still get resources and money towards the account, like never a bad thing. And then like, who knows with sailing? Like we can always just kind of mix it up. Which kind of gets into the next part of like what keeps me motivated to keep going as I'm like wrestling with all these different ideas and distractions and new challenges that I've been that have arisen. What keeps me like motivated is like I really try and envision like me achieving this goal. Like I can see it with like such vivid clarity in my head. And like I had this like almost like epiphany. I don't know if that's the right word, but this like moment like while I was 3-tick fishing and like this song came on that like really like brought on like a lot of like thoughts and feelings because like it was a really like banger trance song and like everyone probably knows that like I like to dance a lot. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And I could just see it. I could just see the 200 mil agility stream. Like I could just like fully ascending, like neck broken, just going hard. Like we did it. Like being so happy and so proud of myself. So like that's been an extremely strong motivator right now for me. And just other people in like the Solace clan, other people streaming their content, making rambles. Like, I guess since I've made my ramble, like we've had the Yeet ramble, Mr. Large Yeet, we've had Effie Poppy 2.0 ramble, the Spooky ramble. Fincher just made one, which was awesome. I really apologize. Oh, this guy's been 9. I really apologize that I missed anyone else's rambles, but like they've been like such great content coming out from the skilling community lately in terms of like learning about people's kind of like lore and like where they came from, and like that's been extremely motivating for me, not only as like a passing of time, but like I like hearing about people's stories a lot. So like it's a combination of those things really keep me going. I think I'm just going to try and like either listen to podcasts or something that I've been trying to kind of like do more of that's like kind of uncomfortable for me is like join VC a lot more. I don't know why it's uncomfortable. Maybe it's just like people don't really know me or like I don't really know them that well. So like it's kind of like it can be like awkward for me. But like once I kind of like release that kind of like tension, that kind of like, oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing, or maybe someone doesn't think like what I said was funny. Like once I just like stop like giving a shit about that or really caring, they can kind of like relax. Like I know it can start being like my true self, which I think is kind of hard for me to like bring through. I feel like it's a struggle sometimes, like especially in voice chat. But like I said, kind of like the whole theme is like forward momentum and progress, and like doing things that are uncomfortable to like make you grow and to experience new things in life and in the game. So those are things I'm hoping that are going to carry me to the end, and things I also want to keep doing. I want to finish agility. I want to maybe make more content, just like record keeping purposes. Join VC or voice channels in general to meet more people. Hopefully, trying to revive this Solace VC here. They have like all these podcasts and like they're posting about this TeamSpeak, but that's just dead as fuck, dude. But there's some really cool people that I think it'd be cool if we can kind of like start reviving, resuscitating the old VC channels, because VC carries so hard, man. It really does. We all know it. So this is like, I guess I'm just kind of like really jumping through here. I made some notes. So I guess I want to talk about, bring them up, like the original plans I set out for this year and how they've kind of changed a little bit. So where did I put that? I think 2025 goals. Okay, so I wrote in Solace, step 1, quit my job. Fucking check mark. We quit 2 jobs, so kind of did a victory lap on that. That's big. Continue to slander Omnia. I try to do that every day. Begin to slander a Hexus. Still need to start that goal, but Hexus is pretty cool. But still should slander them because I think clan competition is huge. Which, speaking of, by the way, like I think Rithvik came with a video with Steve the other day talking about their new clan ethos, and I really fucking hope that pops off. Like I hope it pops off majorly. I hope it's competitive, and I hope we can kind of see this 2025 revival of like clan shit talking, but like in a friendly, competitive way. Like I think it'd be so sick if we'd have like some sort of thing where like like Solace has an internal comp, Ethos has an internal comp, right? And like they produce like their A team and like a B team, right? And like those teams go head to head off in like competitions, or just like clan v clan skilling comps. Like that'd be so sick. That'd be really, really cool to see. Okay, so yearly goals that I originally wrote on New Year's of last year. Finish 200 mil agility. So we gotta do that. That's definitely what we have to do. And then I wrote bank 200 mil crafting, which I've kind of modified to be like 150-ish. Just give room for whatever I might get from Slayer or other shit, like gem mining. Like it's not going to be enough for like the last 50 mil, but like I'm not hurting to get that done. I think 150 is a nice little stopping point. We leave a little wiggle room. Finish banking 200 mil RC. So right now I think I have like 1.4 mil day alt. I think I needed like 5.6 mil more. So I'm gonna talk about more than that in a second. 100 mil Slayer, which I think truthfully is just like totally benched for like the rest of the year, honestly. Like they're making some Volamore ending, like part 3 or whatever coming out, which might have new things related to Slayer. They said something about like their fletching mini game having some sort of like reward to get bonus XP Slayer in this new Slayer cave. Obviously, we don't know what's going to come out with, which is weird, by the way, that last one. We don't know what Salion's going to introduce, and they're doing some sort of changes to the block list. So I think right now, like we all know, like Slayer will only get devalued and quicker through time. I think right now, like there's just so many like variables. Like it's such a volatile skill right now that I think it's kind of like we just kind of take a step back from that and like let the dust settle and kind of see what all gets presented. So hold off on that right now. At first I thought I was going to be really excited to do combats, but like I kind of want to wait. 1 build total XP, we're definitely going to go for that this year. 712.7 right now. And then I wrote number 5, 200 mil fire making, which I might still do. Like I have been dabbling with the idea of just kind of like weaving in some winter tot like here and there, maybe not sending it straight, but like I think something I really want to adopt for the new year is like this like I want to play Iron Man, like skill hop and play Iron Man. Like I feel like I haven't played this game mode in a very long time because I've been doing agility, and like I've been trying to balance like being better about my farm runs, my contracts, my seaweeds, my birdhouses, like my hourlies, right? But like it's definitely a game mode that benefits heavily from like skill hopping and not really finishing too much from like a macro perspective. So like, I kind of want to like give love to like everything right now. So piggybacking off goal 2 with tuna milk craft with like the crafting banks, like when I finish Agi, I kind of want to go through like this gameplay loop of like, you know, maybe in the morning I'll just be like mining sand, kind of waking up, having my coffee, morning routine situation, maybe do like a couple hours that a day, and then if like the world's set up for artifacts, or like I'll go do artifacts, or if not, like I'll learn how to do that myself with my alts. And then like that kind of pairs well, like, you know, we mine sand in the morning, and then at some point in the day, like we can do some artifacts and we can blow some glass to kind of burn that off, get some XP out of the bank. And like I did enjoy that method. That was pretty chill. So maybe doing a little bit of that, and then if I need breaks from that, maybe we kind of look into like chipping away at some fire making through Wintertot. I haven't tried Firefax yet. I've heard mixed reviews, so like I think we'll definitely give that a shot. Like we're not going to rule that out. And then yeah, there's that's I'm trying to losing my thought here. So finish, I kind of do those. I'm not sure about Tutorial Thieving. It is kind of a quick skill, so like we might just rip that with the kind of pairs well with the crafting, and just kind of keep weaving in the hourlies with that. And then I don't know what the hourlies like. They came out with this thing, like they proposed this thing called Demonic Speed, which obviously everyone knows about. I don't want to talk too much about that, but that's kind of like, I'm not sure how hard I'm gonna go on farm runs quite yet. Seaweed, it's all Joker. Like I just want to finish that. So then the 200 mil RC. So like I think it was last night that I was watching a pause 04 like video on rune crafting. And like I've been like in the back of my mind lately, like I've just like really wanted to rune craft. Like amazing skill, love that skill, love everything about it. It kind of pairs well, like finishing this to like finishing up my blood rune crafting ult. Like I have to do some Godder with him, so I'll just like do some Godder, mass roll both accounts, whatever. Do that, but then like I just really want to do some rune crafting. So like a goal tentatively that like I'm really toying with my mind is like, you know, during the artifacts or whatever, like my 0 time or like my AFK like chill thing that I'll do is like just like normal like AFK day alt mine, and then wherever that takes us at the end of that, like just doing some 1.5 tick day alt just to rip it. Because like I don't know, like maybe it's a compound with like Fincher's podcast, how we talked about like doing that, and Fincher has a really good well, I like it, like hour video of mining day alt that just kind of gets me so hyped up to do that. So yeah, I'm really kind of toying with this idea of just going hard, getting all the day alt mined early on. And that kind of pairs well, you know, having the day alt mined, we blow a ton of glass at artifacts, and then we can kind of finish up the glass that we have with ZMI. And then hopefully at some point, like, I don't know, I'll have arrow shafts, or I'll figure some shit out later. But yeah, I'd really like to get those done this year, I think. Holy, just been talk away here. I guess this one's not really as long as I thought it was. Maybe I was talking quicker, but those are the main things I want to talk about. Felt good to kind of get off my chest. I hope you guys are doing well. And yeah, I look forward to talking to you guys soon. And again, I'll try and be better about the uploads in the next video. Yeah, peace out.